My favorite character, Rhinox, from my favorite movie, Revenge of the Fallen.
I am directly below the enemy scrotum.
Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime, back for another Transformers Rise of the Beasts Studio Series action figure video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the one character with the most screen time, Rhinox. Of course I'm being sarcastic, but anyway, getting into the actual figures box itself, we got a nice image of Rhinox on the front. It's nice that the box gives us a nice look of the character right here on the front, because we didn't really get that good of a look in the movie itself. And it says Studio Series Rhinox 103 Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Here on the side, got a nice image of Rhinox. Really wish we got to see more of this in the movie. Authentic Transformers! And then on the back of the packaging, got some images of Rhinox, and nothing much else to this box. And my boy Rhinox here, the cardboard backdrop he comes with is a scene that was cut from the movie?
What?
And besides the cardboard backdrop, Rhinox here only comes with one accessory. He comes with a meat tenderizer. Rhinox can really beat some meat with this thing. And no, it's not a tenderizer for the kind of meat you're thinking of. Get your head out of the gutter. And now taking a look at the up-close details here on Rhinox, giving us a really good look at this guy. This guy is just all shoulders. This guy's like a big hunchback of Notre Dame looking.
These nuts.
This guy has so much shoulder, he can give Braun a run for his money. But focusing on the design itself, I think they did a great job in making this guy look pretty accurate and faithful to his original counterpart in the original Beast Wars cartoon. I mean, the head sculpt looks like Rhinox. I just wish there was some more highlights of the silver in there, and maybe the green could have been a little brighter. I don't know, but the green in the eyes could have just given him a little bit more life. They're just so sunken in that I can barely even tell that they're there, but overall, this guy just has great mechanical detail all over, and it's great that there's an action figure of this guy to give us a nice look at him, because again, because he showed up so little in his robot mode in the movie, we barely even got to look at him all that much. So the action figure is what gives us our more definitive actual look. And overall, I think they nailed all the right points here. The head looks pretty well done. I also think it's really ridiculous how this guy looks like he's a bodybuilder. He's got the huge shoulders, he's got pecs, he's got abs, and he looks like he could absolutely rip you in half if you said something wrong to him. Again, it's very minor issues. It's just the actual figure itself could have used a little bit extra. What? What the fuck? But yeah, overall, I love the shiny paint that's on top of some of the gray plastic here, and it's kind of scuffed, giving him a lot of battle damage and extra wear and tear to show that he's really got a lot of experience. There's a Maximal logo right there. It's kind of hard to see. But one of the biggest issues with this figure that I had, even within those promotional images of him, is he is severely underpainted. There are a lot of areas on the figure that are just plain gray plastic that really could have benefited from some more of that shiny paint, or even some brown paint, or just anything, just any kind of extra color on some of these plain gray parts would have been really nice, because again, a lot of the budget only went into a hammer and then the actual figure itself, so it's there's not really an excuse as to why they left a lot of this unpainted. The figure itself does a good job at representing a character who only showed up for 5 minutes in a movie. Specifically, Revenge of the Fallen, that movie.
Enemy scrotum.
Now going over Rhinox's articulation, don't let these big shoulders deceive you. He can still move the head on a ball joint in there. It's just very stiff and very hard to reach in there and move the tough ball joint around, but it can be done. Shoulders rotate a full 360. They have a hinge right here to accommodate for the arm moving out. And then he does get some butterfly joint if you unpeg this transformation hinge right in there. He does get a bicep swivel under 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Kind of disappointing, but it is there. He does get some wrist swivel, so at least that makes up for the lack of some elbow bend. You can hinge this tail out of the way to accommodate for his waist swivel. This can move forward, and his leg can rotate forward that far. You can rotate back that far, can move outward all the way. This little bit can shift around. He does get a thigh swivel. 90 degrees of bend at the knee, even though it is double jointed. At least it's something, I guess. Ankles can hinge up and down, and he does get some insane ankle pivot. So pretty good articulation on this guy. I just wish he had more range at the elbows because of just the overall design. He just seems a little stiff in areas where he shouldn't. And now for comparisons, here is Rhinox compared next to his fellow Maximals, the Studio Series Air Razor and Cheetor. Here he is compared next to the last Rise of the Beasts Transformers figure I took a look at, the Studio Series Optimus Prime. And then just for fun, here he is compared next to the Kingdom Voyager class Rhinox. Again, the only difference between these two designs, basically, at least, upon first glance, is that he doesn't have the rhino jaw thing like he did on this one. And honestly, I don't really mind it all that much, but it's just something that I did notice. Now let's get into Rhinox's transformation.
Rhinox, maximize!
And here's now taking a look at the Rhino mode. Transformation was pretty simple, but it gets the job done. I like the Rhino head here. I like the little hinged mouth right there. We'll get into articulation in a second, but I like the big horn right here. Would have liked it was a little more sturdy. I feel like it doesn't lock in very well, but again, at least it has the horn. And yeah, at least this guy's movie accurate to Revenge of the Fallen.
Probably no bubble since this guy feeds on radiation.
And again, like I said, the paint is a little lacking here, especially when this whole back area is so bare and it's very present on the whole figure here. Also, he's got a bit of a gut right there. This Rhino's kind of let himself go a little bit. But overall, I think he looks, fine as a Rhino. It basically transforms exactly like the Kingdom Rhino, but again, it's just, all greebled up with the Michael Bay Rise of the Beasts, movie design detail and everything on it. But overall, I don't mind it too much. I just feel like, again, oh my gosh, again, all the issues with this figure is that it suffers from everything that the robot mode suffered, like some lacks of posability and some paint apps. Speaking of the posability, the head here just shifts around a little bit, the horn shifts around, he has the opening jaw. No ball joint or anything at the neck, sadly. Really wanted there to be at least some kind of articulation here. Briximus Prime from the future here. I just realized that I didn't hinge out this little neck cover piece that's supposed to hinge out of the neck, and it's supposed to help cover up the robot head, and it gives his Rhino mode a lot more articulation right here in the head. So, but again, just try to ignore my stupidity on that.
We now return to the Transformers.
Shoulders still have popping off. Shoulder articulation is basically the same. He's got the bicep swivels, only now he still has the ball joints right here. Only for the wrists, instead it's, little Rhino feet. The legs can hinge forward and back. And then the legs back here can hinge all around the place and they can swivel a little bit. And then the ankles can move up, down, pivot, tail moves around. But yeah, just same kind of stuff, just now it's in the Rhino mode, so it's a little limited. Also, as for weapon storage on this guy, this can hinge up, and now it's a rocket launcher hammer. So anyway, getting into comparisons with this guy. Here's Rhinox compared next to Air Razor, as well as Cheetor. Here he is compared next to the Voyager Optimus Prime in his truck mode. And then here he is with the Kingdom Voyager class Rhinox. And again, they're basically just the exact same figure, just this one is trying to be more realistic / cartoon accurate, where this one is just being more realistic in the movie sense. And that is basically it for my review on the Studio Series Rhinox from Rise of the Beasts. And yeah, all jokes aside, I do genuinely love this character and this figure itself. It's just, I think that's just because I have a positive view on this toy. I still have my issues. I still wish this guy had more paint and so on and so forth and articulation, but I still appreciate that we're able to still get the toy even for an obscure character. Really gives me hope that we're going to get a Studio Series Transit down the line from Rise of the Beasts, even though that character was cut from the movie entirely. I really like the figure, but he just is, lacking. Like, even in the Rhino mode, the robot mode, at least he goes well with the rest of the Maximals, and he, I still appreciate the Rhinox figure no matter what. This guy is a really good Voyager class figure. It's just the problem is I can only actually recommend this figure unless you're a Beast Wars, you're a Rise of the Beasts completionist, or if you're just really into the Studio Series stuff, no matter of how this guy was interpreted in the movie. Overall, it's a great toy. It's just the character really deserved more in the movie, so that might affect some people's opinions on this figure in general. But as a toy itself, I like him. He just really could have used more paint is my bottom line. But yeah, that's basically it for this review. If you guys enjoyed it, give me a like on the video. Comment below what you guys think. If I had to give this guy a rating, I give him a very solid 7 out of 10. Maybe even closer to a 6, but again, I'm being generous because this guy really deserves some love. So yeah, that is basically it for this review. If you liked it, like on the video, comment below what you guys think, subscribe to the channel for more Transformers and action figure videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Maximize!